if Judas Priest is inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, that they just come out and play this. The Got Another Thing Coming Billie Jean mashup. Why not replicate this?
I would be very happy
on
with that.
stage, Cleveland's Public Hall.
I love a good mashup.
Me too.
They're little earworms, you know? I'm fascinated by the people who can hear two completely different songs and go, boy, those two would work, or whatever. Judas Priest, if you're keeping an eye on the Rock Hall induction leaderboard, just inside the top 5. I think the top 5 have remained unchanged ever since Dave Matthews Band leapfrogged Pat Benatar in the early days of fan voting. The fan leaderboard, the winner of which, they get one vote, right? Towards getting inducted, I think is what you said.
Yes, it's one
The
vote.
fan vote is one vote, but the Dave Matthews Band is way out in front with almost 700,000 fan votes. Pat Benatar is at number 2 with about 571,000. Doobie Brothers, Soundgarden, and Judas Priest are in the top 5 there. Anybody outside of that, they're just kind of hanging on. I got to say, I thought that Motorhead would do better in the fan voting. I thought Nine Inch Nails would do much better in the fan voting. Crazy people. You can never tell what they're going to... But Whitney, just outside the top 5, that is all I care about, is that Whitney Houston is not being seriously considered by the fans. Listen, the people behind the Rock are going to do whatever they won't do. But it's such a great class this year of nominees that whoever they get, it's going to be a lot of fun. But good luck in the near future singing either Judas Priest or Michael Jackson and not hearing that version in your head. Hey, Kathy.
Hey.
What up?
I wanted to say that the dog show, it's called Confirmation, and that's what it's called when they're actually showing them. And the dog show in New York is a cool dog show because it's benched, and that means the dogs are all on these little benches, and you can walk around and, like, look at them.
Do you show in these things, Kathy?
No, I used to work for a breeder that
you did?
breed dogs and show dogs, and she was a groomer.
So the dog show, the dog show is called a confirmation?
That's what it's called when they're being trained to show. It's confirmation, and the other one is like agility. And then they have that one that Mary was talking about. I think those are just like special events where they're jumping into the water and stuff.
Someone
But
tweeted at
agility
me.
is on the obstacle course where they're running around doing all those little obstacles.
There's an agility one as a part of the Westminster and an obedience one, and then someone else tweeted me that it's like hunting dogs have to do the jumping to see how far they can jump into water to like duck hunt.
Okay.
Yeah, I think any dog can do it as long as they jump. They don't necessarily, because there's 7 groups of dogs, and each group is broken down. So there's like working, hunting, herding, terrier.
Because what they can't do, the kiss of death, is if they take a dump or they hump somebody's leg, right?
And that's all I'm watching for.
Right? Isn't that what it is, Kathy?
Want that dog to take a dump.
Yeah, isn't that it? They take a dump, and then they're like, yeah, you got to get the hell out of here. But but also the point of winning one of these is what? They make money in breeding fees? Is that what it is?
Yeah, if you're a champion, you can use him as a stud, and then you can use him to have other litters and stuff like that, or the female.
Same thing as the Miss America pageant. You know, those winners, they make so much money in breeding fees. It is unbelievable.
They do. It's cool, though. Dog shows are cool because the dogs are like in perfect form, and it's good to see because you never really see them walking around. Normal pets.
Sure.
Yeah,
Boy.
just happy. Just regular happy dogs.
Happy dogs.
Oh, look at this dog in perfect form.
Monday. Happy
Being bred
dogs.
into a life of a point where it got a lot of health problems.
Competition and servitude and
Yeah.
confirmation aspirations. Okay, thank you, Kathy.
Okay.
All
I
right.
personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have that, and I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere like such as, and I believe that they should, our education over here in the U.S. should help the U.S. Or should help South Africa and should help the Iraq and the Asian countries, so we will be able to build up our future for our children.
Yeah, again.
What question was she answering?
Who knows? She
I personally believe.
She
Such
did
as?
not win the Miss America pageant that year.
But her breeding fee is still very high.
Super high. She was from South Carolina. I believe that was Miss South Carolina. That was Miss Teen USA in her defense. But it was, of course, a snapshot of the American education system.
I wonder if she never lived that down.
No way.
Like people.
No, she did. It took a while, but they did one of those. Where are they now? That's coming up on 10 years probably. I mean, she's like a grown ass woman.
She's
now,
like
but-
walking around town. They're like, "Hey, you're that bitch that don't know how to talk. Hey."
Well, she talked. She just wasn't.
She talked a
coherent.
lot.
Going around in circles.
She talked a lot and didn't really
She was
say anything.
nervous. It's just one funny clip.
Believe me, I've been there.
Yeah, but nervous after you get to that point because you have spent your life on the pageant circuit. So where do the nerves come in? I don't get. Do you
I
think
don't know,
they'd
it's
be
a
able
bigger
like
stage.
More people
physically,
watching.
And then you
yeah.
also don't know what to say. Maybe she didn't actually hear the question, and so she's just like, "Oh man," and she just had a meltdown.
Dude, I did
Yeah.
pageants for a brief stint in my childhood. Probably like.
You were a honey boo boo?
No, I'm cute. There's a difference. I was like probably 12, probably like 10 to 13. My mom put me in pageants.
I remember
a lot.
my sister did a couple when she was
I did
little.
like Miss Berea Teen.
Did you
I
have a
did
coach?
one national one. No, just my mom. I did one national one that we had to travel for. I don't really remember a lot of it.
Did you win any? Did you become Miss
Pretty
Berea?
sure.
No, I was I don't even know if I won.
Were you Miss Regional Berea?
Miss Regional Berea Teen-esque.
Were you Miss South half of my neighborhood?
No.
Oh.
I had a friend.
Poundcake, did it make you mad when Kathy was talking about breeders?
No.
All right, I'm just trying to be clear.
No, I had a friend in college that she did pageants all the time, and she said she had a pageant coach, and her pageant coach fees were like $900 an
Yeah,
hour.
you can pay people and they tell you how to stand and walk and do all the things. But this was little kids, so it wasn't as
$900 an
not as
hour.
big.
An hour.
Well, she must have been going for bigger prizes and stuff.
Well, she was competing on a national scale. I don't think she ever made it, but
Right.
like, you have money to spare if you're spending $900 an hour. Because I mean, she said this was like an everyday thing, and you take you sign a thing where you'll be celibate. Like they don't want you to have sex, so
Well, I don't
you're not
know.
supposed
They
to
don't want you to have sex.
Yeah,
You can't get pregnant
You take a
or-
vow of celibacy.
Oh.
too.
STD
For
or-
$900 an hour, you should be able to do whatever you goddamn want.
Yeah, right.
Take a
Well,
vow of
that's just
celibacy.
that's
See,
just-
I'm paying you, Jagoff.
Well, that's just the coach's fee. That's not it. I mean, maybe it's something with the organization. They want their girls to not be,
Loose?
I don't know.
They want them to be promiscuous?
What, do they get in there and measure? They just
like
how many
TI?
fluid ounces can you hold?
Well, there's more than blood in there.
Yeah.
See? Posture.
Yes, I see. Okay.
All right, let's try a few more questions, all right? If you were Miss America, and the U.S. was on the brink of a nuclear war, and the only way the conflict could be averted was if you agreed to sleep with the enemy's leader, what would you do?
Kramer, are these questions really that important?
Yes, they're important. If you stumble, if you hesitate, you can kiss the crown goodbye. Now, if I told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. Boys, girls, it's just as important as the others. Swimsuit, evening wear, talent, poise.
And she wasn't paying him no $900 an hour. Kramer was doing that for free.
Because love the game.
Love of the game.
Love of the game.
I
Gotta
always think of
appreciate
Miss
that.
Congeniality.
With
That's my-
Sandy Bullock.
That was one of my
I
favorite
call her Sandy
movies.
because,
I wanted to be an FBI agent when I was little, and I was like, but she's pretty too. I was like, I could be her. I wanted to be Miss Congeniality.
Wait, you thought that the pageant circuit was the fast track to the Federal Bureau of Investigation?
No, these are separate.
Oh.
Those are unrelated. I'm
Oh, I
saying
see.
when that movie came out, I was like, hey, I wanted to be like what I really wanted to be in like 6th and 7th grade, I wanted to be like interviewing murderers and getting like in their head like a psychologist or work for the FBI or something like that.
Yeah.
To like
You wanted to
like
be a
high
profiler.
profile. Yes, like big time.
Mind Hunter.
Yes. And then Miss Congeniality came out and I was like, that's my job. That's the job I want to do, except with murderers.
I just wanted to stop wetting the bed.
That's it.
Wait, I still don't follow. So you saw Miss Congeniality. You said these are two separate things.
I wanted to be in some type of law enforcement before I ever saw the movie.
Right.
And then I saw that she was an FBI agent who also was in pageants undercover. And I was like, I could do that. I want to be in law enforcement. I've been in pageants. I am Sandra Bullock. I was 11.
So they weren't two
Makes
separate
it-
things. They were the same thing.
No, I didn't think that being in pageants would lead to a career in the FBI. That's what you said at first.
But it didn't seem like it was beyond your
She's
realm
saying
of possibility.
She has the experience
Correct.
to go undercover.
I see.
If,
I could do
as
that,
an FBI
yes.
agent.
You saw
they
the
need
film
that,
and
yes.
thought, now my two worlds can
Correct.
finally collide.
I could do that.
Right, and
yes.
get Benjamin Bratt in the process.
And he was foxy.
Boy, remember when Benjamin Bratt was a thing?
Yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah.
very briefly, I feel.
Like, he was around. He was like the.
He was on NYPD Blue or something, wasn't he?
Maybe he was on. Yeah, La Renata. One of those. Well, wasn't he
like-
also like the cool dad on Modern Family for a minute?
I
Like
need to
the-
make
Oh,
sure
yeah,
I have
yeah.
the
Yeah, he's
right
been around.
name. Is he like a hot John Leguizamo?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Benjamin
what I
Bratt.
thought, too.
Taller too.
And he was a voice in Coco. Wasn't he like the dead dad or something in Coco?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't follow his career that closely.
You don't?
Nope.
You
I'm
don't
not a
have-
Brat Attack.
You don't have Benjamin Bratt's IMDb
Yeah,
committed to
I'm
memory?
not part of the Brat Pack.
Okay. Really? All right. I think it was in Doctor Strange, wasn't he? I thought I
Yes, he
remember
was
him in that.
He was in that.
He
Yes.
was in Doctor Strange.
Now you're speaking my language.
He's got a Blockbuster award. I mean, the guy was a good-looking dude.
Is that the award they give out when the last movie that you were in was at Blockbuster?
No, they don't give him out at all anymore. It's like the Cable Ace Awards. You guys are probably too young
Oh,
for
I
those
don't know
too.
what
But the
that
Cable Ace, when cable TV was really making its mark, everybody needs an award show. You know, it'd be as ridiculous as if
There's
there
like
were
a podcast
podcast awards. Oh wait.
Something silly like that.
Anywho, yeah. So Benjamin Bratt, he still shows up in stuff. God, what did I just see him in?
I think he's done some of those Christmas movies.
A
Probably.
What
Lifetime.
would your Christmas movie be if like there was a Christmas movie where you found the like what would yours be? Like a corny
Like a corny Christmas
Christmas
movie
movie,
where I
yeah.
like found the love of my life?
right.
How would we meet? Is that what you're asking?
Like what would your story be? Like you're this comic that's always on the road and so worried about
Yeah.
that finally she comes back to Berea.
Well, okay, so here's the
and-
thing, right? It's kind of how my life's playing out right now. I've been on the road for about 4 straight months, right? Couple days home here and there. Now I come home for my break. I'm home for 6 weeks this stay. This would probably be when I would find him, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm writing at a coffee shop. and
Merry
we both-
Christmas could be
Merry
what it's called.
Christmas.
Yeah.
He's the only hired gas pumper in the state of Ohio. He's because these guys always had the same job in one small town.
Is she time traveling back to the
Yeah,
50s?
We can pump our own gas in this state.
I mean, they don't let you pump your own gas in Jersey if you want to
Correct.
reset the thing. But
I think if we're going with Mary's scenario, he probably owns the coffee shop or is like the manager at the coffee shop. And he just, he's not motivated by money. He just likes doing what he does.
he's the guy
Right.
with the backwards baseball cap in like the Gilmore Girls.
Right.
Yeah, he's the hunky dude that
Yeah.
runs the coffee shop.
Sure. Yeah.
This is called a corny Christmas.
Like
I
he
believe is
runs
what-
the coffee. He runs
Christmas.
a vegan coffee shop, and I go there because I'm lactose intolerant. But he's not vegan. Like he likes meat, and he used to play football.
He's just doing it as a cash grab.
No.
And you like that.
Yeah, but he was a kicker.
No, he isn't a kicker.
I'm just saying in this scenario.
Why?
Probably a kicker.
He's not a kicker.
He's a kicker.
He would be like probably tight end. He used to be a tight end.
Well, now we're going
He's a
into
pitcher,
Poundcake's
not a
movie.
catcher. Is all you need to know.
Yeah, there you go. But then we'd get to talking, and I'd be like, "Oh, I'm working on this piece that I'm writing. It's about dating." And he's like, "Oh, I hate dating. I'm dating myself, and it's a train wreck." And I'm like,
He's
right?
dating himself.
No, and he's like, I myself, I'm
I
also
see.
dating.
Yeah.
And then we'd sit down and I'd be like, well, I'd love to interview you for this piece. And then we'd get to know each other and exchange phone numbers. And that's probably where it would start.
And it's called Everybody Loves Mare Re-Christmas.
Ah, yes.
All right, what's Alan's?
I don't have one.
You don't have
You
one?
don't have one?
No.
I want you to have one.
A Christmas meet cute like a Hallmark channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this is how you and Gwen meet, but it's like make it a Christmas story.
Add snow. Just add snow. That's it.
You meet, you go to a store and she works there. She's the manager, and you ask, "Do you guys have any dried grapes?" And she's like, "You mean a raisin?"
You mean raisins,
Boom!
you
And then
a-hole?
there it is.
Right.
There it is.
She's working retail. I said, "Do you mind if I masturbate in your changing room?" And
Wait, what?
it was then that she knew.
That's how they actually met.
She burst in and said, "Stop that."
That's a good one.
Yeah, and then that's how we met.
Lifetime would probably buy that one.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Mine's gonna
Yeah,
be.
I don't know.
Something gazebo related.
I know.
No
I was
doubt.
like, you're on a gazebo
The
tour.
Christmas gazebo.
Christmas gazebo.
You're on a Christmas gazebo tour where you go to all the different gazebos in Northeast Ohio,
Yeah.
and you are there-
Gazebo Holy Night is what it's called.
Yes.
Yeah. Gazebo Merry Gentlemen.
and that's what you're doing. You're going on a tour there for a fundraiser for toy drive. Toy drive fundraiser. You go and you do these appearances, and that's what it is. People bring toys, and
It's
one
called
girl
Walking in a
literally just
Winter
doing it.
Fingerland.
and one girl brings a toy that's a mold of you, and she's like, "Hey,
How'd you get it?
exactly, right?"
Yep.
And you're like so intrigued.
So it's like a Cinderella. It's like it fits
kind of
just right.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's your glass slipper.
Yeah. I like it.
That's what I think it is.
The Nutcracker.
Gazebos.
Gazebos.
All right.
Poundcake, you don't get one. No, I'm just kidding. What would yours be?
He meets a clone of himself that teaches him how to enjoy Christmas with other people
Yep.
and himself.
Called Little Dumber Boy.
Well, how can I top that? Yeah, I got nothing.
Oh, Tannenbottom?
Away in a Manager.
The last oh well.
Oh, Tannenbottom. Oh, Tannenbottom. Well, there you go. That's something.
If anybody follows me on Instagram, you know the coffee shop that I go to all the time to write at. So go ahead and make that Christmas story
Oh, cool.
happen.
Hey,
Just kidding.
everybody.
You tag
If you
them.
want to know where I go or where I'm alone and you can approach me,
Yes.
it's this place.
It's a public
Why
place,
do
though,
you
and I
go
was
to a
kidding.
I never understand why people just sit in coffee shops. all
I
day.
really, really like the vibe of the place that I go, and it's like very chill, and I just like the music that they play, and like I said, it's a vegan place, so
yeah.
I can get pastries and stuff and not have to worry about dairy. And they have like house-made like soy milk and almond
Because
milk and things
obviously
like
it's a
that.
thing. My roommate used to go to Starbucks all the time because he was like, "Oh, it just makes me more
I
concentrate
don't like
more instead."
Starbucks.
Yeah, that and
It's,
the
like,
free Wi-Fi. That
rigid
doesn't hurt
and-
either.
Well, we have
Yeah.
Wi-Fi at home, so it shouldn't be a problem. But he was like, "At home, I have too many distractions." I'm like, "So when you're
Exactly.
out in public, you don't have distractions?"
Well, when I don't like mixing work and being at home because I'm at home so little that when I'm at home, I want to be home. I want to be
That makes
chilling
sense.
out. I want to be hanging out, and then I also work better if I go somewhere. It's
I
like I have a
understand.
Yeah, that makes
purpose to
sense.
be
Yeah.
there. I'm here to work. Where
It's
if
like-
I'm sitting on my couch, I'm dicking around. I'm not paying any attention.
It's like people who work like regular jobs from home.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I need a place to go. I need
Right.
an office to go to. You know, I could easily do this from home, but it's like I would never want that.
No.
Did you sell your equipment yet for your at-home studio?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you
a while
really
ago.
sold it?
No, I wasn't going to use it. I built it all up, and then I lost my Detroit
I
gig.
can't believe that.
That's why rule number 1: you never spend your own money.
That sucks.
Never spend your own money. I dipped my toe in that pool and it bit me in the ass.
That sucks.
Yeah, it does suck.
But
I had a good run. Whatever. I got a guy in Dallas who works for the company. He goes, "Oh, I took a loss on it. That really sucks."
Did you
Yeah,
once
that's a
use
bummer.
it?
Huh?
Did you at least use it once?
No.
No.
I ran a couple of test runs on it. I mean, I had Hardig out to my house. We were setting the whole thing up over the course of a couple of weekends, and because I wasn't going to be able to do the whole thing myself. But no, I had all the equipment, everything set up. I did a couple of test runs, and then no, I never did an actual show from there.
We could do a show from Squifle Tower. I got fast enough internet.
hey,
I went for the real fast internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
we could
right.
Set something up.
Well, there you
I
go.
mean, we'd have to set it up like a remote, but
Yeah.
I think that'd be funny to do.
Live from Squifle Tower.
From the
It's the
penthouse.
10th annual Alan Cox Show
yeah,
comedy.
finally get it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's what we're
Anniversary
doing.
special.
you guys gave it away.
The 9th floor, everybody. Come on.
9th floor, 10th anniversary.
There you go.
11 hours of Cox, right? It'll be a whole
Is it
marathon.
11 hours?
It'll be a whole marathon.
Isn't that the name of P. Diddy's boy band? Wasn't it Ninth Floor or something like that?
I don't know.
I'm
was
pretty
it?
sure it was.
I think it was that.
With the puka shell necklaces?
They did O-Town. 90. You're talking about O-Town?
No, we had one of our sales
In
guys used to
sales,
be in a boy band.
He was in a boy band. It was called
What?
Ninth Floor. He used to have an office, and when you would walk in right above like the little cabinets, he had like a picture of him and his other bandmates, and it had like Ninth Floor.
Oh, my God.
Like a little emblem. I was like,
It was like
Cute.
blindingly white, that band. A lot of
Yeah.
frosted tips. Yeah.
That was a thing.
Was a thing. All right, let me break. I'm going to have those Sonic Temple passes for you, and we'll chat with our friend Gary Spivak, who is the executive producer of that festival, May 15, 16, and 17. back at Mapfre Stadium in Columbus. Metallica doing 2 nights. Slipknot is doing the night in between. The lineup is online if you go to sonictemplefestival.com. Another killer lineup this year. So I'll have a couple of weekend passes for you when we return. We'll check in with Gary. 35192 if you want to text for anything else.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app.
On WMMS, you know you get rock, talk, and sports.
But